Welcome back to Dead Good Book Reviews. I'm Judith and you're watching another What I'm Reading Right Now video here on the channel with a little bit of a twist. This is our last What I'm Reading Right Now for the year. I haven't actually done 52 videos, but I have done 52 weeks across a number of videos, the number of which I don't know. So we're closing out the year. How thrilling, how exciting, how wonderful. We just got back from Christmas with my parents, which was absolutely lovely. Had a great time. We did very much have the coming back from Christmas traffic on the way home yesterday though. So after, I want to say like 7 hours in the car, something along those lines. I'm a little bit hazy, and I'll be honest, I haven't read very much in the intervening time between the last couple of videos. I've read a couple of bits and bobs here and there, but for the most part what I want to focus in is books that I received for Christmas. Just give you a bit of an update. This isn't meant to be a, oh my goodness, look how many books I got for Christmas, how amazing am I kind of video. I just want to touch base on like the things that were on my wish list and the things that people purchased for me that I'm excited for and the surprises that came along the way, and I hope that you'll get on board with that kind of spirit. This isn't meant to be yay consumerism. It's more, here's an update. So things that I've read, very, very little. I cannot stress how little I've read, in that I've read maybe 10% of A Venom So Dark and Sweet, and I'm pretty sure that's the only thing I finished. That's it. And so far I'm enjoying it. I think it's pretty good. It was in the car, so I can't really comment on like how good of a brain I had on it, but that's what I'm focusing on right now, trying to get that review copy done. There you go. I've still got to finish an Animorphs book, half of Words of Radiance, Legends and Lattes, and then came The Flood before the end of the year, so that's what I'm focusing on for the next 3 days? I think that's manageable. I can handle it. There's also a lot of filming and editing to be done. I can handle it. But yeah, that's kind of my first update, that I haven't been doing much reading, if any reading at all. I'm okay with it, to be honest. I was worried I would feel really down about it, but actually having this bit of brain space and a bit of a break to reassess and get kind of into another zone. I've been doing a lot of knitting, I've been doing a lot of just like hanging out with my family. It's been really refreshing and I appreciate that. But I do have books that I want to talk about. So what I did for my wish list, or kind of my gift list for family this year, is I actually built it all bar a couple of things on Wob, which is a secondhand book site. It's basically, if you sell books to places like Ziffit, a lot of them will end up on Wob, which was at one point World of Books, and then they rebranded, and I don't love the new title, but I'm okay with it. This hefty box of books, which does say Judith's Christmas Library on the side, but I can't turn it upside down or all the books will fall out, was all from there, and all from my in-laws, who are very lovely. And what I did was I didn't want to add a whole bunch of books to my TBR, so a lot of these are books that I've already read that I just want to own. So, where should we begin? Let's begin with Mortal Engines. So recently, when would this be going up? Not recently. In a couple of weeks, I'm reviewing Night Flights, which is on my shelves, and I talk about how I really want to do a reread of all of the Mortal Engines books, and I really wanted to own them in these new covers that I think are absolutely beautiful. This is the Mortal Engines cover. So I put a few of those on my list. Again, these are all secondhand, pre-loved, pre-owned. So I have 4 of those. I believe there are 6 total, so I only have to get a couple more. So that's really great. I have Mortal Engines, and these aren't going to be in the right order, A Darkling Plane, Infernal Devices, and Predator's Gold. I think I've planned in when I'm going to read these next year. If not, I will do that in the near future. I have 2 books that I haven't read, but these are the Half-a something. I don't actually know what the series is called, and it does not say on the book, which is unhelpful, but these are Joe Abercrombie. These are mismatched covers. I don't care because I don't know how much I'm going to love this series. I have Half a War and Half the World by Joe Abercrombie, and I will hopefully read those at some point in the future. Looking forward to reading them. That's what I'll say on that one. And then I have a bunch of Edge Chronicles books. Now, you know I've been trying to repurchase or purchase books from the Edge Chronicles series for a while. I just have a few. This is The Stone Pilot, which is a short story that was a World Book Day book, which is why this is so small and nice. I have Vox, which is one of the Edge Chronicle books I've read the least frequently because I only ever had it from the library. I never owned a copy. Excited to own a copy now. One of my absolute favourites, Free Glader. This is one of the good ones. This at one point was £1. It has a little barcode on the front, I never know. And then I have 2 that I haven't actually read because these are from the most recent series that came out after I started reading them. So I have the first 2 books in the Cade saga. I have the Nameless one and in library binding actually. So this has come from a school or something. Who knows? This is, I need to read the cover before I start. Doombringer, there we go. So I'm excited to read those because I haven't actually read those yet. And that is my second-hand books. And then from the other side of my family, I got, one is missing. Where's it's downstairs somewhere. My mum got me 2 books, non-fiction books on the history of fabric. You'll remember I read The Fabric of Civilization last year and really enjoyed it. One of them, I can't remember where it is or what it looks like. I was reading it That's another thing I've read a little bit of. It is somewhere in another bag. This one is called Fabric, The Hidden History of the Material World by Victoria Finlay. A lot of books on fabric kind of tackle the same theme, which is basically fabric is really important and weaves us together and all that stuff. But I'm looking forward to reading some and finding some comparisons between the two. Last bit of non-fiction, this is a crafty book. My mum got me the 52 Weeks of Socks. Beautiful patterns for year-round knitting. As you know, I've really got into knitting socks lately, and this book seemed like a good bet. I don't know if and when I'm going to start them, because I really do need to get back on track with all of my other things that I need to do, but I'm excited to knit some socks in the coming future. And lastly, it is always an interesting and exciting gamble what my sibling is going to get me for Christmas, because quite often they do get me a book, which is lovely, they know I love them, but they don't necessarily ask what I want, which is absolutely fine. I like to be surprised, and sometimes you get real winners, and sometimes you have to commit to reading the whole of the Count of Monte Cristo, which you will remember I did do last year. So opening the book, I was a little bit nervous, but actually this is Ramina by Junji Ito, which is, I believe it's horror? I don't have the right language for this. I'm going to say yes. Justine has read a lot of these, and Justine said this is good and is interested to hear my thoughts on it. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, because I'm not like a big horror reader, but maybe this changes everything. And at the very least, it won't take very long to read. So thank you to my sibling for broadening my horizons with every Christmas and birthday that comes around. I have two well, they're bookish, but like tangentially related things to talk about. One of which is this toadstool embroidery kit that my mother got me. I'm going to be doing so many crafts in the new year, you wouldn't even believe. Basically, I told my mum about my mushroom book nook, and she really ran with it. I got a lot of mushroom related presents this year. Excited to make this, and my darling wife got me a book nook, which I'm going to put together at some point this week as well when I need a bit of a break. But it's a little book library, bookstore. Eternal bookstore, book nook, and I'm going to put it all together, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to sit somewhere behind me. So when you see a book nook behind me, know that I had the best time putting it together, because it's just basically Lego, but pretty for your shelves. I'm so excited about it. So yeah, when I say I'm behind on everything at the moment, I really do mean that. It's not a problematic way of being behind. I've just been resting and I'm rejuvenating, and I think that's really important, and I think having the two is very important, but I do need to really get on it. So this is going to be a nice short one to end the year, and we'll be back next week, because January the 1st is an illusion. It is just another day. We just shuffle on through life, and it's nice to put arbitrary markers between things. But I'd better go, because the other thing that's happening is my mother-in-law is about to arrive, and I don't want to appear rude, especially after she purchased me a lot of lovely books. So I shall speak to you very soon. What have you been reading? What have you been up to? Have you had a lovely Christmas if you do celebrate, or a nice week if you don't? Did you get anything wrapped under the tree or other place of putting presents? Please do let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear it. While you're down there commenting, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It makes me feel loved and appreciated. We've got a whole new year of content coming your way. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all the ghosts who haunt me over on Patreon, especially while I've been a little bit slow getting those early access videos up. Believe me, I have a backlog of about 8 of them that just need editing, and then you'll be sick of getting posts from me. But if you do want to check out my Patreon, you can get early access to videos, bonus content, and live streams. I'm hoping to do a live stream at some point in the coming few days. That's linked down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. That's all from me, and I will see you in the next one. It's gonna be some bloopers now. Hi.